Bruce, I want to know, what do you think of Canelo Alvarez fighting Triple G for a third time? This is something that a lot of y'all have asked me. You guys been waiting on me to talk about it, but you already know what I'm going to say. But probably what you didn't anticipate is I don't mind this fight. I don't mind it at all, and I'm going to tell you why. Because by Canelo Alvarez doing this move right here, he proves all of you right. Everything that all you guys have ever said about Canelo Alvarez, just by doing this alone and taking that loss that he just took, it proves everything that you said about Canelo was absolutely 100% correct. Okay? He cherry picks on the elite level. Now, a lot of people don't like it that you're saying that he's cherry picking because he's fighting a 40-year-old Triple G. But I want to point something out to you. Matter of fact, let me take you back down memory lane. Okay? When Floyd Mayweather fought Miguel Cotto, what did they say about Miguel Cotto? They said Floyd Mayweather fought Miguel Cotto out of his prime. Stop me if I'm lying. Okay? That's exactly what they said. Miguel Cotto, at the time he fought Floyd Mayweather, was 31 years old. Now, keep in mind, another reason why this doesn't work is because Floyd Mayweather is older than Miguel Cotto. So if he fought an out of prime Miguel Cotto fought an out of prime Floyd. You know, you can end the conversation right there, but we're going to keep going. Miguel Cotto was 31 years old. Okay. Canelo Alvarez fought Miguel Cotto 5 years later, and it was considered a good win. Stop me if I'm lying. Okay. Everything I said is a fact. Okay. Now, if Miguel Cotto was out of his prime at 31, then can you tell me, if people are criticizing Canelo Alvarez for fighting a old Triple G, wouldn't that be legit due to the fact that Triple G is now 40 years old? So if Floyd Mayweather did get all the criticism for fighting a so-called out of prime Miguel Cotto at 31 years old, what is wrong with people saying that Canelo Alvarez is cherry picking and fighting a out of prime Triple G and he's 40? It makes absolutely no sense in the world at all. So you make that make sense to them. See, when you make these comparisons and you catch them in the act, they have nothing to say. But they're quick to bitch about you stating the obvious or doing the same thing that they did to Floyd when Miguel Cotto is 9 years younger than what Triple G is. And Floyd was older than Miguel Cotto. So if Floyd Mayweather can get the shaft in, how can you tell some people that they can't give Canelo Alvarez the shaft now that Triple G is 40? Keep in mind, Canelo Alvarez fought Miguel Cotto 5 years later, and he wasn't considered out of his prime. At that time, Miguel Cotto was 36. So who really fought a out of prime Miguel Cotto? And who got the criticism? Who really fought an out of prime fighter, but who got the criticism? Floyd. Let me ask you a quick question, and it's actually rhetorical. Why do you think that was? The same stuff that we've been saying about what they've been saying about these American black fighters the entire time. The proof is in the pudding. I didn't lie about one damn thing. But yet you got people talking about, oh, well, you know, people wouldn't be calling Triple G old if Charlo was fighting him. See, this is what these so-called content creators do because they have this little petty Latin alliance. Okay, because the only thing you have to do is listen to what I just said, and it makes tweets like this look completely retarded now, doesn't it? How can you argue it? How can you fight me on it? Everything I said was a fact. And this is the thing. Triple G is old for anybody. And this is the thing. Haven't Jamal Charlo been getting it put to his ass lately? Hasn't he? Hasn't people been criticizing the living crap out of Charlo? Ducking Benavidez, not fighting nobody, waiting on Canelo Alvarez? See, they don't want to step in and say nothing when you having conversations like that. But the second you state the obvious about Canelo Alvarez, it's some kind of conspiracy against Canelo Alvarez, and everybody would praise Charlo for beating the old Triple G. No, he would still be old. See, at the end of the day, they just don't like you talking about their fighters. It is a cherry pick, but allow it to happen because it proves you right in every single thing that you have said about Canelo Alvarez. And at this point, it should be funny to you because it's damn sure funny to me. They know what it looks like. They know Canelo Alvarez cover is totally blown. Everybody can see up Canelo Alvarez skirt and he's on his period. Everybody can see that. So there is no complaining about who Canelo fights. I told you a long time ago, I don't expect Canelo Alvarez to take on any good challenges. He's not boxing to me. What he does is not important to me. What he does, I literally do not care. Like I said, at this point, it's Comedy Central. Because everybody sees Canelo for what he is at this point. And now you know he has been one of the most manufactured champions in boxing history. All facts. How can you fight me? Honestly, how can you fight me? With what? With what? You literally have no legs to stand on. You just simply don't like the fact that people are calling out the obvious truth. Oh, but you was willing to ride with it when they said, Floyd, you fighting a 31-year-old Miguel Cotto. That's out of his prime. But Canelo 5 years later, good win. And now Canelo now fighting a 40-year-old fighter. This is the real question that they need to present to you. Okay? If it was Charlo fighting Triple G, you think they wouldn't say that Triple G is old to Charlo? Come on, man. Y'all make this shit too easy at the end of the day. Okay? Let Canelo go and fight this 40-year-old man. Listen, we know Canelo needs a leg up. He needs a leg up in every category. Just like I said, how do you cherry pick and take steroids for your cherry pick? Makes no sense. How do you cherry pick and take steroids for your cherry pick and you need the help of referees? How do you need help with referees and cherry pick and take steroids and then you're dragging Triple G up to 168? A place he ain't never fought at this age. That ain't no cherry picking. Listen to all those damn advantages. So how you gonna cherry pick an old man, plus take steroids, plus have the referees in your pocket, plus weight drain and make up new weight classes that ain't never been invented, and I got a new one on top of that. Shout out to Abel Sanchez, and allow him to stack his hands. Listen to all those freaking advantages and tell me this is not the most artificial champion you ever seen in your entire life. Come on, create an excuse. I want to hear it. Please let me hear it. Because I ain't said nothing but the truth. That's why it's so easy to destroy. Because there's no lies in it. So let him fight this old man. Let him do it. Because it only ever proves You guys right. While they trying to say, you're hating on Canelo. They just hate on Canelo. They don't like him because he's this. If Canelo was black, they wouldn't say that. This, and that. Your problem is you're too obsessed of what you think people of color think. And if they're not important to you, and if they're so biased, and if they're so this, then why do you guys hang on every word that they say and take it to heave and get completely upset about it? If they're so biased, if they're so out of whack, if they don't like them because of this, and if they don't like them because of that, ignore them. You ain't got to talk about them, but yet y'all hang on every single word that they say. No matter how ridiculous you say it is, no matter how biased you say that they are, you never hesitate to check on what they're saying and complain about it. Make that make sense to Bruce. Please, make it make sense to me. You cannot. And at the end of the day, you get exposed right along with Canelo. Because how you going to fight one thing that I see? It's all facts. If we can all sit around and say that Miguel Cotto was out of his prime at 31, what makes you think we can't say that about Triple G at 40? At 40. Taking him up to 168. Okay? To add on top of that, hell, we know what Floyd would have done. That rematch would be automatic. He would go right back in there. But that just goes to show and prove that's the difference in pedigree. That's the difference. Floyd is one of the only fighters I've ever seen where people claim the people that he beat are better than him. Why do you think that is? So y'all get exposed right along with him. So let Canelo go ahead and fight this senior citizen. His ass might win. He deserves to, since he's been cheated so damn much. But Canelo needs to get his morale up. So let him go pick Triple G up from the senior citizen place. You know, wheelchair him over there to the boxing venue and beat up on an old man. Go ahead and let him do it. Because at the end of the day, it only helps prove you right. That's all it does. So I'm all for this fight. Go ahead, Canelo. Do your thing, buddy. Cherry pie champion at its best. And that's the way it is. And I'm out for now, but I'm long far from done with this subject. And y'all know that. Bruce Vane, I'm out.